Hello and welcome to another fantasy football video. Hope everyone is doing well. We finally got a little bit of clarity over what is happening ahead of game week 8. We've got three fixtures being postponed, with the majority of fixtures actually going ahead. A lot of people thought the London fixtures were all going to get cancelled, but we've got more fixtures going ahead than we first thought. I have personally hit the wildcard button, readying my team up for game week 8. So this team is very much what I'm looking actually at creating ahead of game week 8. If you're new around here, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. And without further ado, firstly, looking at the goalkeepers. Now, I've gone for Nick Pope in goal. I feel like he's the obvious choice for this game week. The only real competition he's got this season is mainly from Robert Sanchez of Brighton. Brighton not playing this week against Crystal Palace. And then we've got Everton there, 3.9 million. Now, a lot of people will maybe stick with Danny Ward. I feel as though Danny Ward and Everton at some point probably will get rotated. Everton coming at 3.9 million just gives that 0.1 million more for me to actually be able to afford this team. And Ward, I feel like, if Leicester continue defensively the way they are, surely that's going to give, and Ward will be swapped for Everton. But I can completely understand why people would be going for Ward over Everton, because we know that he's currently playing. But I feel like the main thing about this is we're going for Nick Pope in goal. Then taking a look at the defence, I feel like Cancelo and Trippier, the two main men there, where the real points are going to come from, both showing that they can get some kind of attacking returns this season, decent for bonus points, and both playing for teams that actually are defensively solid. Now, we've got the double up there on the Newcastle defence. I feel, for me, I'm going for that due to the fact that Pope and Trippier are very good for the bonus point. Pope especially with the save points getting involved as well. So when they keep a clean sheet, you won't necessarily just get the 2 6-pointers. You'll get sort of 7 or 8 points for each, which will really push you up the leaderboard. Talking of bonus points, Saliba is another player that is very good for the bonus points. I had Gabriel for Arsenal previously. I moved him to Saliba just because of the potential of bonus points, and especially now that Arsenal game is going ahead and bringing the Arsenal assets back into the draft. We've then got Patterson and Nico Williams there as the enablers. I was looking at the rest of the defenders, and none of them really shouted out to me saying, pick me or get me into your team, because none of them have great fixtures for game week 8. And even after that, you'd be kind of speculating with the likes of Trent, Reece James, whether they're actually going to be any good. So I've gone with the enablers for now, just to fill out those positions, and they both do have fixtures come at game week 8. So if anything goes wrong with the teams, at least they'll be sitting there on the bench ready to come on. Then moving on into the midfield, we've got Wilfred Zaha for Crystal Palace. This is mainly a move looking forward to after the international break. Crystal Palace have really nice fixtures, pretty much all green on the fixture ticker. There's nothing red there. They've got Chelsea at home as their first game back, which is not the easiest fixture, but the way Chelsea have been playing, it's not the worst either. And then they play Leeds at home as well. And from then onwards, Palace's fixtures look very, very nice. Zaha has scored 4 goals in 6 games for Palace and is going to be their talisman this season, as he has been for many seasons previously, on penalties, and just going to be Palace's main goal scorer. So he's a player that I do want in my team. We've stuck with Gabriel Martinelli. For that price bracket, he just seems to be the best option. You can maybe go for Anas Maximan in there, but there's still a little bit of speculation as to whether he has actually recovered from injury, and Martinelli has been doing it thus far this season. So for me, the fact that Arsenal are playing, there's no reason to be taking him out. We've then gone for De Bruyne as our premium midfielder. Now, you don't actually necessarily have to have a premium midfielder. I was just looking at the fixtures this week, and I was just like, you know what, that Wolves away fixture for Manchester City, I want to own De Bruyne. I feel as though he could punish me if I don't own him. So for me, it's De Bruyne, in hoping that he can link up with Haaland and get plenty of attacking returns in that game. I've then gone for another 2 enablers in the midfield with Bailly and Andreas, and I would be planning on playing those 2 in game week 8, with Bailly having Southampton at home and Andreas having Notts Forest away. I was kind of looking at them going, well, if I'm going to have them in my team, I may as well play them. Bailly has not really lived up to the expectations that we thought of him from the form he was showing in a pre-season. However, he has just got 2 90 minutes back-to-back under his belt, scoring against Manchester City. Surely you think that Gerrard is now going to see him as an integral part of that attack, so I can't see him getting benched for the Southampton game. And Southampton at home is not a bad fixture, and I feel like Bay, being one of Aston Villa's main threats going forward, could actually pick up something in that game. Andreas has been pretty decent so far this season. He's only got 2 assists, but from those 2 assists he's picked up 4 bonus points, so he's effectively got himself an extra assist just because of how well he's played in those games. They play against Forest, who are the worst defensive side so far this season, so very happy to be playing Andreas in that game. Then rounding off the team is Haaland, Kane and Mitrovic. So as you can see here from the composition of this team, we've actually gone for the 3 premium assets with De Bruyne, Kane and Haaland. I just kind of looked at these fixtures and I was like, you know what? I've got Haaland. That is happening. Haaland is going to be the captain. I then saw the Leicester game and was just like, well, Leicester have not really been playing very well. I want a Spurs asset. And out of the Spurs assets, I want Kane. He's the man who's been firing this season, scoring goals and getting attacking returns in all but one of Spurs' fixtures thus far this season. And then I was like, you know what? I really want De Bruyne as well. So I was feeling about trying to find a way of getting them in. Now, it does mean that you have to play your enabling players like Bailly and Andreas, but as I've just mentioned with those, they've got good fixtures and have actually not been too bad this season. Then the final spot in attack is, of course, Alexander Mitrovic. When creating this draft, he was one of the first players on the team sheet with the form he has been showing, scoring 6 in 6 games. I couldn't not pick the man as he played against Nottingham Forest. Now, there is a little bit of jigging about that you can do. You can drop De Bruyne down to an 8 million player, or you can drop, I think what I would be looking at potentially doing if I was going to move this team about would be to drop Kane down to the likes of a Jesus or an Isak, and then upgrade, say, a Bailly to maybe an 8 million player like Kulusevski. I actually drafted up a little draft that has Kulusevski and Isak in there instead of Kane and Bailly, but then I looked at it again and I was just like, you know what, I want Kane, and I feel like Kane and Bailly for me is a better combination than, say, Kulusevski and Isak. I mean, it probably is more 50-50, but going forward, I really do like the look of Kane. It's going to be an interesting one with the wildcard drafts this week. This definitely isn't my sort of locked and loaded team just yet, but it's the draft that I've come across thus far and thought, you know what, I really do like the look of it. The 3 premium options, it means I can really look forward to the Manchester City game and the Spurs game. It gives me 3 games on the Friday as well, so that'd be a bit of fun as well. And at the end of the day, we play this for a bit of fun. Looking for those green arrows. Let me know down in the comments what you guys think of the updated fixtures, if you guys are potentially thinking of wildcarding, and what those drafts are. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button, hit that like button if you have enjoyed the video, and I'll catch you in the next one. See ya.